Hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Today is Monday, the 14th of August. My name is Pete Connor. I'm your show's host, and we've got a couple of reprisals today. I'm not sure if that's a good word. There's something nefarious about that word reprisals, but anyway, we've got a couple of repeats then, if you like. We're going to spend some time at the fair, but some previous fair sessions. First of all, we're going to be having fair flowers. And then after that, we're going to have an interview with Marjorie Johnson, the blue ribbon lady, back in 2009 with Deb Gillard, a delightful lady, the blue ribbon lady, and she won't need much interviewing, I'll put you to that. So we're going to see about that here in just a bit. Please stay tuned. We're going to have some messages from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with fair flowers. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
It's fair time again, the 2017 Steele County Free Fair in Owatonna, Minnesota's biggest county fair, August 15th to the 20th. 40 thrilling rides on the Gold Star Midway. David Smith Jr. is back for 2 human cannonball shots daily on the Midway. 8 great grandstand shows, beer garden entertainment every day, free outdoor entertainment stages, over 100 food booths, and 300 indoor displays. Scream and moo with much to do. The 2017 Steele County Free Fair in Owatonna.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we are on location at the Steele County Fairgrounds, and we're sitting in front of these beautiful flowers with the team that's responsible from Cedar Valley Services. We have a work trainer 3, Myrna Peterson, who runs the greenhouse there and is the one responsible for the team and getting everything done in fair time. We have here to my left, Irene. Hi, Irene.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, Irene. We're so glad to have you.
Well, of course. I'm glad to be here.
And then to my right, we have Chuck. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, how you doing this beautiful morning?
It is, and thank you for coming. And then we have Robin. You can wave if you would like. That's Robin. And then, of course, their fearless leader down there, Myrna Peterson.
Hi.
Myrna, why don't you share a little bit about yourself first off for our viewers?
Well, I've always loved flowers. I grew up with flowers. I know most of the flowers as they're available by name. There's a lot of new ones, of course. And years ago, I would go through the fairgrounds with the team from Cedar Valley as we would do community sites. And I drove by here and through here, and I thought, oh my, this is so drab. We need to decorate it. Everybody uses this street. So I come up with a plan of putting a few flowers around here. And I had to sell it to the fair board first, and the first year they were a little bit concerned as to what I might do, but I said my plan was to make it look a little similar to the state fair, and that's always so well decorated with flowers. So I got a little booklet together of what we probably could do, and the first year we planted the flowers and they were kind of a success. The next year we added more planters, and it's been going ever since, and it just grows and it's wonderful.
How many years have you been at Cedar Valley Services?
I'm pushing 30 years there, and this project has been going for 20 years, which is almost surprising because the years have gone so fast, and there's so much fun stuff to do and to work with up here, and it's very enjoyable for everybody.
When do you start planning this? And talk about your workspace at Cedar Valley, where you plant it. Do you actually have a greenhouse there?
We have a greenhouse. When I first started many years ago, we had nothing to work with other than just office spaces or windows or whatever was available. And that's how the greenhouse grew. And was put into place is because I had flowers all over the workplace, and I think there was times my supervisor decided this just doesn't work too well. But we started them from seeds and cuttings, and at the first years, I have to say, it was a little bit sparse as to what we could produce, but we did pretty good, and it's grown ever since, only getting bigger.
And how are the plants supplied?
Well, we start from seed, we start from cuttings. We can't take cuttings from all of the hybrids, but we can take cuttings from the old-fashioned ones. We do buy pre-started plugs and then just replant those and grow them to the blooming stage. It's a little more costly, but we get in on the newer varieties that way in the newer colors. So it's all very much hand-on work by our folks and myself.
And how do you decide what plants go in what sections of the fairgrounds?
Well, there's certain areas of the fairgrounds that has a lot of heat. Right here, for example, gets a lot of heat because it comes off of the building and
I hear ambulance.
I do too. The blacktop in front, so it's very hot here, and I have to provide a flower that can tolerate the heat and still do well. And of course, they take a lot of water. Then there's shady areas, like in Fair Square. There is next to no sun in there, so we have to choose a flower that likes very much to grow in the shade and do well. And pretty much around the fairgrounds, I have learned even the flowers that don't like the sun do pretty good in the sun. My begonias especially tolerate the sun and are always productive. And one thing, the bugs don't like them. So they're successful.
Now, after the fair wraps up, how soon will you be planting next year's fair?
Right away. We start in by taking cuttings, and certainly we don't want Jack Frost to beat us, so we take cuttings from the ones that we're able to take cuttings from and take them in, or take the mother plant in and just grow that over the season in the greenhouse and stuff. And then throughout the winter we take cuttings and work with them. And there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. We have to sanitize our pots because we do recycle and use them over from year to year. And just an awful lot of small, tedious work. And that's really where this team comes in, is they do all the little stuff that make it happen.
And you have this wonderful team that helps you, which leads me to ask, how many people, give us a figure, you think are involved with putting on this flower program here?
Oh, it's very hard to say. They come and go in there. Some work, these folks work a little bit more with me than most folks. And I do like my regulars that really like it. Not everybody really likes to be involved because it's tedious. Mm-hmm. So it's, I'd say, it's hard to put a number on because they're all in there giving advice and chatting about the flowers, and they all love the flowers.
What's involved when you actually have your product ready in the transfer out here? When does that happen, and what does that involve?
Well, we start as soon as we can tolerate the weather, and if Jack Frost is still coming, then we kind of hold off a little bit. But Memorial Day is our goal to start and to put things out, and it's a little iffy. Sometimes things still freeze, but it's hard to say. We just work with the weather.
And do you bring the team from Cedar Valley Services with you?
I don't bring them all. I just bring maybe what I can use for the day. Not everybody works on the same projects, and so I don't bring them all. I just maybe bring one at a time or work with them then.
So do you feed, water? Is that...
The fair has a crew that will go out and water for me, so that takes care of a lot of it. I just go to maintain them and make sure that we're doing well. There's no insects or other diseases that's hurting the flowers, and prune them a little bit. They always need a little pruning here and there, so it's an ongoing job.
I'm going to talk to our team here for a minute, but before I do, you say you watch for bugs. What can we do with these beetles this year? I have never seen such beetles everywhere, and I noticed nothing on your flowers.
They must not like the heat here, because over on the other side where it's more open, my canna leaves are riddled, so they definitely have enjoyed eating those. Okay. So they're around.
So you can't offer any advice? It's
no,
just...
I guess I have none.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit here. Chuck, what is your favorite job with the flower program?
Watering and organizing, keeping the floors clean, and do a lot of cleaning.
And what is your favorite flower? Do you know?
I think they're all the biggest and prettiest flowers I've ever seen. Yes.
Which box, you don't have a favorite right here?
Yeah, they're yellow ones and the green ones.
Good for you. Yellow and green goes well together. Well, thank you all for all you do to bring beauty to the fair.
Yeah. We're going to bring a lot of them to the fair.
Great.
And hope for the best.
That's right. And Irene, how are you?
I'm fine.
Share with our viewers, how old are you, Irene?
73.
How old, Myrna?
I think she's like 83.
83. You're modest. But that's okay. I'm 29. No, I'm kidding. So tell me, what's your favorite job with the fair or with the flowers?
Oh, I sweep up the dirt. And she makes a mess and I sweep it up. So,
She's truthful on that.
I'm going to let Myrna expound on that a little bit because I understand you're real important. Quickly, Myrna, can you share a few things of what
Irene is
does?
very important to the process. What she does is when I do planting or cuttings, I drop everything that I don't need on the floor. So it's always messy, and Irene has this unique little broom that works just fine for her and a little dustpan that she can handle from her chair, and she gets all that dirt up and right after me. In fact, sometimes my feet get in the way.
And how long has Irene been helping you?
Oh, since we first started with the flowers, so I'd say the whole 20 years that we've been working out here. And before that, she helped me with the flowers around Cedar Valley.
And share about Robin here. What does she do with the program?
Well, Robin pretty much just checks on us and comes back there and makes sure that the flowers are doing well and works with us a little bit. She is a very busy lady. She has a community site. She cleans at Godfather's and does an awesome job up there. So she's a busy lady.
So she's a multitasker.
She is.
Okay. Now, what can you tell me happens at the end of the season now? The fair's over. What happens with all these flowers?
The fair's over. We're going to take the flowers and bring them back to Cedar Valley so that we can save them and take cuttings. And it's just, we like to leave them for a few weeks, but really it gets cold and frost is on its way soon, so we have to be ahead of that. So.
Would Cedar Valley welcome any type of volunteering on this program? Or?
Well, at this point, we're doing quite well, but time will probably tell on that one, too.
And then the greenhouse, the cuttings are set in the greenhouse, and it's go.
Yes.
How many
yes.
plants do you
Yeah.
raise?
I'd say hundreds, probably. Out here, maybe I plant over 1,000. Each one of my planters are filled with as many flowers as I can get in there for the different variety in colors.
And when you come on site typically to work and maintain, take a look, typically what is your work day? How long are you here?
Oh, it depends on the need. On a really hot day, it's just drive through.
Okay,
So, yeah.
all righty. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you, Irene, Chuck, Robin, Myrna. We've loved hearing about it. And for all those out there, come see these beautiful flowers, all the hands that have been at work on them. You want to admire them as you admire everything else here at the fair. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jean Newkirk, personal banker here at Bremer Bank. Come see me today for our current retail loan specials and any of your banking needs.
And I'm Ryan Gillespie, mortgage loan officer here at Bremer Bank in Owatonna, and I'm happy to help you with all of your home loan needs. Come see us today.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
Thanks for joining us out on location for the Owatonna Today Show. We have the very distinct pleasure of taking a moment during the Steele County Free Fair to interview Marjorie Johnson. Hi, Marjorie. How are you?
Hi. Oh, I'm just real fun. I'm very excited to be here. I've never been to the Steele County Fair before.
You haven't?
No, and of course I had to go right away to see what people enter here. And I must say, oh my gosh, they're just all the exhibits look so great. I'm so glad all those people don't enter up in Minneapolis, because then I wouldn't have over 1,000 blue ribbons, because I was saying, boy, you're right, yeah.
Is that right? You have
I
over
have
1,000?
Yeah. And all now I have like 2,700 ribbons on my baking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so you have put together a book, and of course it's appropriately named.
Yeah, Blue Ribbon Baking with Marjorie. Yeah, right. And so when I decided to make this book, I have so many cookies. I got thousands of them. I thought, now I want a book like the best book of combining all those have. Well, I knew that I wanted it hardcover, and then I knew I wanted it to lie flat, see? Oh. But I didn't want the spiral on the outside, because say you got a lot of books, you got to pull everyone out to see what it was. See, and so I told the fellow I need a spiral, but it has to be inside, and I want this. So especially at the library, if they have it at the library, you can just read,
Oh,
and
that is a good idea.
Yeah, and then it's flat, so nothing goes over. And then I wanted colored pictures. So in the back there's 16 pages of colored pictures of a lot of the foods that I've made, and like here I got to show you. See, now this one right here is my sour cream coffee cake, and everyone has won at least one or more blue ribbons. This one has won 10 blue ribbons plus 3 sweepstakes. Oh, I tell you, it's made out of sour cream. It's the batter, and then a streusel and a batter, and then I take a little white icing and to make it really, really pretty like that.
That look delicious.
Oh, and it just melts in your mouth. I tell you. And I have did this on I think every television show I've been on. Yeah.
So we're actually quite modest here for you to be on the Owatonna Today Show, because in case folks don't know, you've been with Jay Leno.
I know. And now 13 times. I hated that show ended, because it was such fun to go on. And oh boy, they really treat you first class. Like I've been on loads of shows where I had to fly to New York, but they fly you coach, and everything. Well, now coach, they don't even feed you, and they charge you for everything. And so they send Lee and I first class, and you get your breakfast, lunch, or supper, whatever time you're in there. And what I love is you've left a while and you've been sitting there, and as before the plane even started, they say, "Would you like a beverage?" And would I ever like a hot cup of coffee? And I think this is just wonderful. And they take your coat. Oh yeah. And so then there's a limousine service to that meets me there, and it's such fun. I used to always wonder, who are those people that you see somebody signing and it says, and there it is, Marjorie Johnson. Oh gosh, we're exciting.
What a thrill was that?
Yeah, it was. And then they take me always to a nice hotel, and then they have the car service to take me to the studio, and then I have my own dressing room. There is the name on the door, Oh. And then in there they have food, and they have beverages, and they have hot coffee and hot water if you want tea, and oh gosh, it's just so nice, and a couch and the tab.
You get pampered and treated like a queen.
I know. And then they send you makeup. Oh boy, do I like that, because they can take like about 20 years off you. Oh, you look so great on TV.
We don't have that today, Marjorie.
No.
What is up with
and
that?
And now with the rain,
I know, it's a bad hair day.
Yeah, this is a bad hair day, and then the wind. Oh yeah, so you look your very best. So I just really, really love that. Yeah.
And your daughter just came in behind. We had a chance to meet her. No, she's traveling with you today.
They drove me down here. Lee doesn't like to drive this far anymore, and so yes, and actually she's my personal shopper too. Like, see, I need red slacks, and every time I need something,
I was going to ask you if you liked red.
Yeah,
just a little.
Like somebody said, it's your favorite color. I said it is now, but actually, what I just love is powder blue. Oh, my house is all powder blue. I love powder blue and yellow. I really love those colors.
But when you're out and about, you take the vibrant red.
Okay. Yeah, and in fact, like one time I went to get my hair set, and I just wore navy slacks, and somebody said, you're not in red. How come you're not in red? So I thought, oh gosh, I said, Marlene, just keep buying me. I'll just have all red. I got a closet full of red things, yeah.
So now when you say you drove down here, you do not live very far away from us here in Steele County.
No, I think they said it was 82 miles or something like that. Is that what it was?
You live in Robbinsdale.
I live in Robbinsdale, which is the first suburb in Minneapolis on the north side there.
Okay.
Yeah, and we built our house in 1968. So, gosh, I when somebody called and said, do you want to repair it? I said, no, our house is new. And I thought, my gosh, I guess it's 41 years old. But to me,
Still feels new.
Yeah, it still feels new.
It's new.
Right, yeah.
I have to ask you how you got started in baking. Does it go all the way back to when you were a child?
Yes, my very first time I baked, I remember I was 8 years old, and I'd made this chocolate cake, and it was out of the oven, and we tasted it. And then there was a knock on the back door, and my mother went there, and I heard her say, oh, Doris, you must come in and taste this cake that Marjorie made. You'll never believe how great it is. Well, you can imagine a little 8-year-old me.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, beaming from ear to ear, and my mother was proud of me, and I'd done a good job, so I thought, boy, I'm sticking to this. I'm doing this, and so I have, and now, all these years later, I end up on the Tonight Show, yeah.
When did you start exhibiting?
In 1974, and then you see I entered just like 3 things, and then it was 5, then it was 10, and then it was 25, and then all once we needed another freezer because the loaves of bread take a lot of space, so then we had to buy another freezer. Well, then when it got to be like 50 or more and 75, and I was entering, then I started into the county fair in 1987. So it was my birthday coming up in the summer, and I said to Lee, you know what I'd love for my birthday? I would love a freezer, and so I got a freezer. So now we have 3 freezers, yeah. And at State Fair, they're just one sheet of things, yeah. Because I think sometimes I have 125 big things in there. Because I enter 50, 60, 50 things creative, and then maybe another 20 over in the Honey Building at the State Fair. And then
do you really have that many?
Yeah, and then they say 50 things out at the. Well, gee, what is that? That's over 125 or more. Yeah, so no wonder.
Let me ask you this: are you always coming up? Are you trying new recipes all the time?
Oh yes. Oh, on the fair, like when I started, I would just live think about the fair for one whole year, and I try out recipes, and I think, because I was looking for the one that was really like 10 stars, because there are cookies and there are cookies, but some look more beautiful and more taste. And so, when the fair is, I've only got this limited time, so I cannot try anything new then, so I have to try it through the week. Yeah, and so it's real nice for my family. Growing up, boy, they had all these baked things and everything. In fact, like one time I said to Lee, do you want one of these rolls? He said, are you baking tomorrow? And I said, yes. And he said, I'll just wait till tomorrow. So he wanted not even 1 day old, and so I put it in the freezer, because when it comes out, and that is the best. Like right out of the oven, everything tastes the very, very, very best. Yeah.
Do you have, other than the sour cream coffee cake that you showed us there, do you have any other favorites?
Well,
one personal favorites.
Well, one that is really, see, when I went to the red carpet all the time, and I handed out, so the ginger snaps that I handed out are in here, and everybody liked them. And in fact, Helen Mirren, when she came by one time, she took one, and then it was on TV because it was so funny, and then she watched a few steps, and I said, do you want a cookie? And she says, oh yeah, I'll have one. So then she watched a few steps, and then she said, no, come on, no, I think I need 2. So she took another one, and so then she walked away, she said, no, I really need 3. And so then she took 3, and then she walked away, yeah.
You have gotten to meet some very, very interesting people, and who have tried your cookies.
I know,
haven't you?
I know,
Any that are particularly memorable?
The people that I met?
Yeah.
Oh, I at the time I love everybody loves Raymond, so I met all those, and I even met. I remember when I watched the Smothers Brothers, they came by, and I met that Matthew McConaughey once. He had the dressing room opposite me when I was on The View one time, and
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. I came out, and so then he comes out, and I said, "Oh my gosh, you're Matthew McConaughey, the sexiest man on earth." At the time, that's what he was,
Well, he still probably ranks way up there, Marjorie.
Right, yeah. So it was, so it's lots of fun to meet, and that at the Tonight Show, see, my dressing room and the wall to the next one is the next one, because he only has 2 guests, and so I can go right around the corner, knock on the door, and say, can I have my picture taken with you? Like people ask me, I ask the star celebrities, and they always say yes, And,
very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I heard that maybe somebody did not want to try a cookie, and we don't want to slam anybody here, because he's a Beatle, actually,
I know.
But he didn't want to try one of your cookies. It was Ringo Starr.
And so I thought, we're from Minnesota, and we're Minnesota nice. I said, do you want a cookie? And he said, no. I don't eat sugar. And he asked me if there's sugar, and I said, well, yes, I don't eat sugar. Well, instead of saying, no, thank you, I really don't care for it. And then he throws it back. He had taken the one, and then he throws it back in the thing, yeah. So
He's not Minnesota nice, but he is a Beatle, so
that,
whatever.
Yeah. And then when I was back in the studio, somebody said, yeah, he acted that way around here, too, so I guess he
just not you, and he's not doesn't do sugar. Well, congratulations on your cookbook. Thank you so much for joining us here at the fair. Hopefully our viewers got a chance to see you. You're here signing the books, and they're available, I'm sure, at bookstores everywhere.
Right. Barnes & Noble and Borders and many small bookstores. Okay. Yeah, over. And then my web. Oh, let's give my website. Okay. It's blueribbonbaking.com. Blueribbonbaking.com.
And yes. I tell you what, we will put that on as graphics when we air the interview here, too.
See, then they go, and then not only there, but I have recipes on there. There's pictures of Jay and I and Rosie and I. And, every time, there's all kinds of good pictures and all. And every time I'm on, because, see, everybody wants to know when I'm on a television program. Well, listen, I can't call. So so we put on whenever I'm on, then we put on when I'm on. So, yeah.
You're not a problem to interview here. Okay, here's our picture together. And with this, we're going to sign off for our Owatonna Today Show viewers. Thanks so much for joining us.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And wasn't that delightful? I mean, talk about not having to interview. The Blue Ribbon Lady, Marjorie Johnson, and Deb, my predecessor, did a marvelous job with that. We do have some community announcements for you at this time. The Owatonna Foundation is pleased to announce the next grant application deadline is on September 1st of this year. Owatonna-based nonprofit organizations who are working on capital-type projects in the areas of community, arts, education, and recreation may apply. Complete grant guidelines and applications can be found at the Owatonna Foundation website at www.owattonnafoundation.org, or for more information, call Laura Ressler, Executive Coordinator, at 507-455-2995. The Owatonna Early Edition Rotary Club will be hosting a corn feed on Tuesday, August 2017 at the Owatonna Eagles Club from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost is $9. Kids 6 and under will eat free. The menu will feature sweet corn, chicken breast, bun, potato salad, cookie, and beverage. Free delivery for orders of 5 meals or more is available. Proceeds will benefit the Patriot Skies 4th of July fireworks, kindergarten book donation, and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library projects. Tickets are available from any member of the Early Edition Rotary Club as well as at the door. The public is welcome to nominate an individual for Culture Fest Ambassador Award for the person who best illustrates the core values of Culture Fest. For an official application form, please visit the website at www.culturefest.org, or you might write a letter of nomination to your person of choice and mail it to P.O. Box 1015, Owatonna. And if you have questions, please feel free to call Laura Ressler at 456-7738, and that's going to take care of it for today. I'm just going to say we'll see you at the fair. Thanks for being with us today. We'll catch up on Wednesday.